ケイちゃんですか？私です。シオンです。電話、なかなか出なかったんで、お留守かと思って切ろうとしてたんですよ。
あ、ごめん。ちょっとお風呂に入っててさ。
それでも、ご家族の方が電話を取りませんか？ひょっとして、ケイちゃんの家、今、ご両親はお留守なんですか？
いや、別に、留守ってわけじゃ。そんなことより、聞いたか？リカちゃんとサトコの件。
いえ、結局あの後、どうなったんですか？見つかったんですか？
あ、見つからなかった。
ケイちゃん、どうか気を落とさないで。
リカちゃんとサトコは、さらわれたんだよな。
はい。それは間違いないでしょうね。
リカちゃんとサトコは、いや、ごめん。村長さんは、さらわれて、どうなったと思う？まだ、生きてるんだろうか？
殺されちゃったんだと思います。
おいおい、そんなにあっさり。
人間をさらって、その状態を維持するのってとても大変なことだと思います。人質にするんでもない限り、用が済んだら殺しちゃうのが一番合理的じゃないかと。
殺しちゃうって、そんなにあっさり。人の命を何だと思ってやがるんだ！
恐ろしいことだとは思いますが、多分そうではないかと。
村長が殺されたということは、リカちゃんやサトコも同じように殺されたかもしれないということなのか？いや、そんなはずは。どっかのじじいとはわけが違うぞ。リカちゃんだぞ、サトコだぞ。そんなにあっさりと殺すはずは。
I mean, this is something that, like, it is glanced over, especially since we're seeing it from Shion's perspective and everybody's suffering. Let's not forget that Keiichi is suffering here as well. We've seen it in chapter 2, and we're seeing it right here. Poor fella. Like, the thing is, it's not necessarily that Shion had to believe that still had to have that hope that Satoshi may still be alive out there. Whether he's alive or whether he may truly be dead, you're never gonna know. But the important thing is that you should have, like, looked over Satoko for Satoshi's sake. If you truly loved Satoshi in a very healthy way, you would have seen that Satoko was never, like, one to be 100% blamed for it. And you should have just, like, gone easy on Satoko for Pete's sake. She was truly never the target of all this hatred for what happened. So, Satoshi truly would have wanted you and the rest of the friends to take care of Satoko in his absence. Dead or not. So.
リカちゃんとサトコちゃんも同じだと思った方がいいでしょうね。
たたりだかなんだか知らないが、人の命ってのはそんなに安いのかよ。あっさり消したり殺したり。
ええ、全くです。悪魔ですよね。
なあシオン、教えてくれ。どうしてこの雛見沢では綿流しの夜に人が死ななければならないことになってしまったんだ。
それは私が知りたいです。
もうダム計画との戦いは終わったんだぞ。なのにどうしてまだたたり足りないんだ。どうしてだよ。どうして。理由があるなら言ってみろよ。
ケイちゃんの気持ち、私もよくわかります。ダム闘争はとっくの昔に終わったんです。なのに毎年お社様のたたりという名の殺人と失踪が繰り返されている。なぜ？どうしてなんですか？全然関係ない人もいた。たたられるのに不相応な人だっていたのに、どうして？どうして？
それを俺が聞いてるんだ。
それを私だって知りたいんですよ。いいですか？お社様のたたりなんて非現実的なものは初めから存在しません。ケイちゃんの言う通り、村の何者かがお社様のたたりというもっともらしい大義名分を利用して綿流しのたびに殺しと失踪を繰り返しているんです。奴らは狡猾でした。たたりを都合よく利用して村の旧敵を毎年2人ずつ消し去るシステムを構築していったんです。そしてこのシステムで今年は高野さんたちが殺された。
じゃあ2人で十分じゃねえかよ。
Now that is something that I can agree with.
どうして村長やリカちゃんやサトコまで殺されなくちゃならないんだよ。それに俺は過去のことは今さらどうでもいいんだ。リカちゃんとサトコがなぜ殺されなくちゃならなかったのか、その一点にしか興味はないんだ。どうしてなんだ。サトコには打ち明けですらないんだぞ。どうしてサトコまで。どうしてなんだ。
ケイちゃん、もういじめないでください。私だって何が何だかわからないんです。西宮殿に忍び込んだあの晩から全てが変わってしまった。あの晩、高野さんたちが死んだと聞き、耳を疑いました。そしてすぐに気づいたんです。今度は自分が狙われる立場になったんだって。忍び込んだのは私たち4人。私とケイちゃんだけが都合よく許してもらえるわけがない。そう思った時、それがどれだけ心細くて恐ろしいことだったか、ケイちゃんにはわかりますよね。だから私、君吉のおじいちゃんに打ち明けたんです。君吉のおじいちゃん、そしてにっこり笑って、しおんちゃんがちゃんと反省してるなら鬼隠しになんかなるものかって、本当に笑いながら任せなさいって。
いつ村長に打ち明けたんだよ。ごめんな、シオン。悲しい気持ちのところに追い打ちをかけるようで。シオンは打ち明けたんだよな。君吉のおじいちゃん、つまり村長に。
はい。
Okay, this is the moment where Keiichi realizes that something is going on with Shion.
いつ打ち明けたんだよ。
Like the timing is suspicious, so Keiichi may start suspecting a quote-unquote like Shion here.
え、
村長さんは重い痔を患ってて病院にかかっていたという話は知ってるか？
ケイちゃん、それが何か。
答えてくれ。知らないなら知らないと答えればいい。
痔だったのは知ってます。座る時とか辛そうでしたから。
病院に通ってたんだ。どこの病院かは知ってるよな？
ごめんなさい。それはちょっと知りませんけど。でもケイちゃん、それが一体何の？
単刀直入に聞きたいんだ。シオンはいつ村長に打ち明けたんだ？どこでいつ？大雑把でいいから教えてほしいんだ。
ケイちゃん、なんでそんなことを。
ありえないんだよ。村長が失踪した日、朝から消えるまでシオンには接触できる機会はありえないんだ。
そんな。
村長は朝一で誰にも内緒の大学病院へ一人で診察に出かけた。シオンは今この病院を知らないと言った。だから帰ってくるまで村長と接触することはできないはずだ。そうだろう？帰りの電車が事故で遅れたので自宅に帰ってきたのは会合の始まる直前だった。つまり会合が始まるまでの時間にも打ち明ける時間的余裕はないんだ。シオンも一緒に会合に出たのか？そして会合の席上で打ち明けたのか？ここで打ち明けなきゃもう時間がないもんな。会合が終わった後、村長は帰宅途中で失踪するんだから。
実は会合にで。
あの日シオンが行くと言ったバイトすら君はもっと端的に言おう。君は俺と一緒に行った図書館以降誰にも目撃されていない。
ケイちゃん、
Like it's starting to click for Keiichi, though sadly this is like an opportunity for Shion to lure Keiichi like back home.
その時シオンは綿流しの翌日に失踪したんだ。大石さんは君がすでに失踪していると言っているんだ。でもシオンはこうして毎晩俺に電話をかけてきてくれただろう。頼むシオン、俺が言ったことが間違ってるならそうだと言ってくれ。シオン、頼むから。シオン、お前は村長に会ってなんかないんだ。もし会ったとしたなら村長が会合を終えた後、すなわち失踪する直前、もしくは失踪してからしかありえないんだ。
man. Alright, well, I guess so. Time for the last final day. The last murder/disappearance. Now it's interesting that because of this call that she had with Keiichi last night, she did plan her defeat in the end. Like, she knew that this was gonna be the end. I guess you can kind of see that, like, even in chapter 2, but here, you can definitely feel it.
こんな時間に珍しいね。二人とも学校は？
Oh, Keiichi. Like, what you're about to see soon enough.
学校は休んだよ。
ケイちゃんはともかく、レナも？二人とも不良なんだからな。立ち話もなんでしょ？入りなよ。
It's because they couldn't believe such a thing. Like, someone, a dear friend to them, as far as they know, would do such a thing.
ミオ、まず謝ることがある。
ケイちゃんが？何を？
綿流しの晩、俺は神社の祭具殿に入ったんだ。ミオ、おとといリカちゃんとサトコを呼んだろ。
覚えはないけど、そう思うに足る根拠があるなら聞かせてもらえる？
夕方過ぎのお夕食前の時間、リカちゃんが来たはずだよ。お醤油の大瓶を持ってお裾分けしてもらいに。
A big, big bottle. Just as huge as her. Carrying it with her tiny, tiny hands. Like, I can see, like, the big bottle, like, in the corner of the room, like, right there. Wake up.
どうしてそう思う？
そんなに難しい話じゃない。みーちゃんも見たでしょ？
I mean, imagine how funny it would be that Rena just explains, oh, well, we can clearly see, like, the bottle of soy sauce that Rika had before, like, right there. So clearly she was here. Imagine that kind of, like, a slip-up.
リカちゃんの部屋。冷ややっこがあるのにお醤油がなかった。そして流しの下にあるはずの醤油の大瓶も瓶ごとなかった。
何それ？それが私のとこへ来る理由になるわけ？
長くなるから説明は省くけど、冷蔵庫の中身がみーちゃんの呼び出した話の内容まで如実に物語っちゃってるの。
これはとんだ名探偵が身近にいたもんだよ。まさか冷蔵庫の中身だけで電話の内容まで見破るとは。参ったな。参った参った。
ミオン、警察はもうとっくにお前を疑ってるんだ。この家も大石さんの部下が踏み込もうと今も様子を伺ってる。
Already ahead of you, slugger.
「初めてご挨拶申し上げます。
They basically want to know why you did all this before you were to be taken in. Why all this? Now I know why. Seeing it from this side this time, but they surely do not know.
園崎本家当主跡継ぎミオンでございます。本日はようこそ園崎本家においでくださいました。
I remember this part. Now going full head of the family.
当主お寮に代わりまして皆様にご挨拶申し上げます。皆様におかれましてはいろいろお尋ねになりたいことがおありの様子。私にお話しできることでしたら包み隠さずお話ししたいと存じます。Hinamizawa村を再び鬼ヶ淵村のように崇められるに足る神聖な存在に。
It may not relate to the incidents that are happening right now, but there is surely a connection. More specifically, that Takano would tell you, Shion, about all this to begin with. About all the stuff that Hinamizawa has done. There is definitely a connection. And most certainly there is a connection for why Takano has shown such interest in you like 1 year ago by giving you the research notes.
それが我ら鬼ヶ淵村の末裔の悲願であり、園崎本家の鬼を継ぐ者の宿命なのです。
鬼を継ぐ者？
我が園崎本家は代々当主の名に鬼の一字を加える習慣があるのです。私の名前を手のひらにでも書いていただければ一目瞭然かと。
本当だ。鬼という文字が含まれてる。
名前だけではありませんよ。この体にも鬼が刻まれているのです。
いいよみーちゃん、見せる必要なんて全然ない。
ありがとう。
Huh. Okay. You stood and made to show your back. Of course, you know that you don't have a tattoo there. If Rena didn't stop you like right there, what were you planning to do there, Sean? You will just show them that you actually don't have a tattoo, therefore you are not Mion. I mean, you are Mion, but you are not in their eyes. Huh.
「でもみーちゃんはリカちゃんとさとこちゃんを殺したんだよね。他の人のことは殺してもいいとも言わないよ。でもとにかくみーちゃんはリカちゃんとさとこちゃんを殺した。
弁解はしないよ。私には鬼が宿ってる。名前にも体にも心にも。でも手を下したのは鬼じゃない。園崎ミオン。私本人。ミオンが望んだからリカちゃんとサトコが死んだ。それは変わらない。レナの言う通りだよ。
自首しよう。私たちも一緒に行くよ。親友を一人きりになんか絶対にしない。
泣くことレナには勝てないわ。自分で自分の罪どのくらいになるかよくわかってる。たとえ自首が認められても多分もうここに帰ってくることもないと思う。だから最後にわがままを聞いてほしいな。
何かな。
30分でいいからケイちゃんと二人きりにしてほしい。
That's right, my boy. You are next on the table.
ケイチくん、どうかな。ケイチくんが嫌なら無理にとは言えない。
そうだね。嫌ならそれでもいいよ。私は鬼だもの。ケイちゃんはよそから引っ越してきた正真正銘の人間。相入れることなんてお社様が実在して仲介してくれない限り絶対にない。
ああ、いいぜ。
ありがとう。
私からもありがとうを言うよ、ケイチくん。
あ、いいよレナ。ここで待っててくれれば。ケイちゃんとは庭をぐるりと回りたいだけだから。退屈だったら私の部屋へ行けばいい。漫画とか好きに読んでていいよ。あ、なんだったらお気に入りの単行本丸ごと持ってってもいい。
嫌だよ。みーちゃんの本はみーちゃんのものだもの。勝手にレナの家に持って帰れない。
あんたはこんな時に限っていい子なんだから。じゃあ行こう、ケイちゃん。
Alright. Let's just get this over with. Alright. Yeah, like I said before, I do have to wonder about that. Rena is still a mystery to me, indeed. I guess if you were to think about demons in this, a demon would recognize a demon. In similar fashion to how Shion would recognize someone like Rena, who would be quite superior in your mind. Like, again, with that example you given before, that she has quite a demon in her. In similar fashion to how you would recognize her as a demon, like how you are now, how you feel right now, maybe she recognizes that too. So,
腕組んでもいいかな。
別に構わないぞ。
You know, speaking of which, it would actually be quite something if we are actually gonna follow Rena's perspective at some point, and we're gonna revert back to this moment right over here to see what goes through her mind as we had this discussion with Shion. I do have to wonder if that's ever gonna happen, but I don't know. That would imply that we have to go through this same timeline again.
私に腕を組まれたらなんだか緊張しちゃわない？例えば急に関節技を決められちゃうんじゃないかななんて思ったりとか。
姉妹揃って同じことを言うんだな。思わないよ。全然。
シオンもケイちゃんのことが好きだったみたい。
そうなんだ。ミオンとシオンは仲は良かったんだろ？
さあどうかな。ケイちゃんは自分の右手と左手は仲がいいと思う？
え？右手と左手？それは仲がいいとか悪いとか、そういう言い方で例えるものじゃないな。
そういう関係だから。仲がいいとか悪いとか、そういう尺度では測れない関係。
And now, of course, we had the moment of them switching in the cell. Like, Shion yelling at the top of her lungs, "Now I'm Mion, you are now Shion. Like, give back my name," and such. But right here, she is truly separating like the entirety of Shion from herself. You are talking about Shion as if you were never that Shion to begin with. You are Mion. Like, that Shion, she surely fell in love with Satoshi. I wonder if I would have fallen in love in similar fashion. Like, to Satoshi, it's as if all memories of that gone. Now you are completely Mion. Like, the experiences that Mion went through, now they're yours. Like, you yourself experienced those.
例えば利き腕というものがあるように、右手と左手には間違いなく優劣の違いがある。
And I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense a little bit why that is happening like right now. Especially now that we are with Keiichi alone. Like, Keiichi has always only known Mion. Like, Keiichi has known Shion the least out of everybody right over here.
もしも鍋つかみが片方しかなかったら、迷うことなく利き腕にするでしょ。そういう差はあったんじゃないかと思う。だからといって、左手がなくなったっていいなんて思う人は誰もいないはず。そんな、よくわからない関係だね。
それは近くにいすぎるから見えなくなっているだけで、きっととても仲のいいことなんだと思う。俺は一人っ子だから、祭りの前日、ミオンとシオンが二人してじゃれ合っているのをすごく羨ましいと思った。
ないものねだりじゃないの。双子なんて昔は人をからかったりしてそこそこに面白かったけど、こうして互いがはっきりと異なる個性を持った今ではかえって邪魔なだけ。シオンはまだ生きてる。
本当か？
うん。誰よりもむごたらしい死に方をさせてやろうとずっと考えて閉じ込めておいたけど、今日までその方法はとうとう思いつかなかった。
Man, and you know, I was questioning about what goes through Rena's mind as we went through the discussion. We went through the entirety list of victims, like Oreo, Kimiyoshi, Rika, Satoko, had our moments with them. But even to this point, it still felt like we never had like any clear discussion from the Mion that we know about what went behind the scenes, what she thinks about all this. So yeah, now it's all too late. Like we are past discussing that kind of moment, to the point where now the Mion that we know is a broken mess right now. There's nothing that we can do when it comes to our Mion. What went through her mind as we went through this chapter? Find out next time in chapter 6, where we go through this timeline again, but through Mion's perspective. Let's not. Although, oh god. You know, now that we are in the, like the answer arcs, and chapter 5 went through chapter 2, but from a different perspective, I wonder if the same thing is gonna happen with chapter 1 and chapter 3. Oh boy. That's surely gonna be something. I doubt that we're gonna see anything out of chapter 4 though. I don't think that. I mean, we're definitely more than likely gonna see Rika's perspective at some point, but who knows when and what scenario. Who Shion fell in love with? Well, I mean the other Shion, yeah. The person that is in the cell. Which, like, you know, can get confusing because otherwise you'll be saying that you fell in love with Keiichi as well, which is definitely not the case. Unless your distorted mind sees Satoshi quite a lot in Keiichi to the point where you think of that person as Satoshi, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
Kite. 私の罪のすべてを見てほしいから。でもそれはケイちゃんにとってこの上なく辛い光景かもしれない。引き返すなら今だよ。ケイちゃんの中の園崎ミオンがどんな人かは知らないけれど、中に入ればそのミオンはきっと
変わらない。何度だって言う。園崎ミオンは俺の最高の親友だ。
Oh, Keiichi. You're such a good kid. Why do I have to go through this again? My god, this is like the 4th time that I see Keiichi have like a bad ending. And this is the same as chapter 2. Keiichi truly is unfortunate. Like, probably the most unfortunate protagonist that I have ever had the experience of being with.
大昔の当主の書き物によるとね、血のしぶきってのは犠牲者に負担をかけない割にはインパクトがあるんだってさ。綿流しは見せしめのショーだったから、私のご先祖様たちは様々なショーを考案してたんだよ。ほら、そこが鑑賞席なんだよ。綿流しは見せしめのショーだから、客がいなきゃ意味がない。 みんなここで私が殺した。見てくれている観客はいなかったけど、私は綿流しを上手にやってみせた。いや、観客は一人だけいたかな。
え？観客？
私という鬼がミオンの執り行う綿流しをずっと見てたから。
I mean, you're speaking the truth over here, because technically speaking, the Mion that I know, the one that Keiichi knows, is not the murder. This is not Mion in Keiichi's eyes, it's Shion. But how can you expect a poor child like Keiichi to realize this? Like, all this fucked up stuff that happened here between you two sisters. Like, of course, it would be difficult for him to even think in these kinds of situations that, oh, you're not the real Mion. Like, true, it's kind of feels like a little bit of defeat in Keiichi's eyes that he thinks that Mion is the murderer at this point. But like, I don't know, like, can you really blame him, like, after all that has happened, that he would see this? Of course he doesn't want to believe that, but that's what he sees right now. But maybe what Keiichi thinks is that despite you being a murderer, like Mion being the murderer in his eyes, he still thinks that Mion is a good person. Maybe that's what happened in chapter 2. Like, Keiichi has shown that kind of spirit as he was being tortured by, like, this Shion right over here. And in a way, even if he says that about the Mion that he knows, he also inadvertently told this to Shion right over here, that he doesn't think that you are like 100% a demon, that there is still a good person inside of you. Is that what I should get out of this? Because obviously Shion is gonna have some interesting reactions to what Keiichi is about to say here soon enough as he gets tortured. But at the same time, I don't think I remember too well, so I guess it is a good thing that we are going through this in the first place to see what happens, to remember and see what goes through Shion's mind as we torture Keiichi. Unless this is, I feel maybe this is part of the core, like one of the core themes of Higurashi. To understand one another like 100% and give all your effort into understanding someone. Obviously, Shion has failed in understanding Satoshi 100% by the realization that she had as Satoko was getting tortured, that she should have been easy on Satoko to protect her, because that's what Satoshi wanted all this time. Yeah. That if you loved him, then you should have been protective of Satoko instead of hating her. So maybe in similar fashion to Keiichi right over here, like he should be more believing in his friends. Like, that's something that we're definitely gonna have to explore as time goes.
向こうが牢屋。
シオンはそこにいるのか？
I think it's like that is definitely one of the main reasons why I'm trying to figure out what is happening in the first place. Like, yeah, we have the syringes, the government theories, Taka no Tomitage, yada 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 yada. Like, that is part of the reason why I'm trying to understand what goes through the mind of these girls as they went through this. Because obviously a lot of stuff has happened to them. What has happened here with Shion as we seen her perspective. It could well be that similar things have happened to the other girls. Reason why I'm starting to think that each year, as we went through all the murders and disappearances of the victims at the Wataragashi, some of them had some influence on those disappearances and killings. Like, I don't know, for example, maybe like Satoko's parents, them falling off like the building, it had something to do with Satoko. Maybe Satoko influenced those parents into falling somehow. It's just that we don't know her story. And whatever happened at that point as the parents died, maybe some fucked up episode happened to Satoko that maybe we're gonna see one day in similar fashion to how we've seen what went through Shion's mind in this. Now, maybe we're gonna end up seeing what went through Rena's mind throughout these years as she was getting, like, cursed by Oyashiro. If she gets tortured by Oyashiro through the nights, like while she is sleeping in her bed. What went through her mind as she was breaking the window glasses, like, at school, and beating those kids with the bats. We're gonna see stuff like that.
Shion! Shion か！
ケイちゃんなの？
大丈夫か、シオン！怪我はしていないのか？落ち着け、シオン。もう全部終わったんだ。全部。
シオン、ご機嫌はいかがだった？
もう誰の死を見るのも嫌。私が憎いなら早く私を殺してよ。憎いのは私なんでしょう。早く殺して
落ち着けってシオン。もう終わったんだよ。大丈夫なんだ。だから落ち着け。
安心しなよ。あんたは殺さない。まだまだ殺さないんだから。
Now, okay, my bad, like, interrupting this. I want to finish like I thought. So, yeah, like, me trying to solve what happened, like, in the scenes, with the supposed curse and the syringe and the whole theories that I had before would make me think that it will lead finally to understanding what went through all these girls' past in similar fashion to Shion right over here. And thus, as we realize that, and hopefully as Keiichi figures it all out, he would be able to understand things better to the point where none of this chaos is gonna happen, like, anymore. I mean, of course, there's also, like, that whole ordeal with... I mean, the simplest kind of thing is realizing that Mion has a thing for Keiichi, and thus Keiichi would end up giving the doll to Mion instead of Rena. Actually, now that I'm thinking about that doll, I was thinking that it is because of this whole ordeal with the doll that it ended up like this, but apparently not. Because in chapter 2, when I was doing the investigation, like, I was thinking, oh, it's because Keiichi has not given the doll to Mion, that Mion started to act more girly, so that she would be seen by Keiichi, and thus Mion would dress up as Shion, like, without Shion's permission, and then Shion is gonna end up like being really, really mad at Mion for doing what she did, and thus the chaos would happen. But I guess now we find out that it had nothing to do with the doll. Like, Shion's murder spree right over here, it definitely happened because of Satoshi and the family, but not because of Mion and switching places with Shion and the doll and all that. So, yeah, I guess that seals the deal on that one. Now granted, like, what goes through our Mion's heart is still something very important that needs to be solved. But at the very least, I'm glad that it isn't because of the the doll that this all started. So it wasn't Keiichi's fault that everybody died here. But I don't remember where it was exactly, but I do feel like at some point Rena told Keiichi, hey, this isn't your fault. Please don't punish yourself for what happened here. I feel like I remember that at some point. My memory is very vague about when, but don't punish yourself so hard for what happened here, Keiichi. That's kind of something that I remember vaguely about Rena when she told this to Keiichi. And, you know, at the very least right here, it wasn't Keiichi's fault.
死にたければこの男を殺した後にゆっくりとひき肉にしてやるよ。古式にのっとり獅子の先端から少しずつガリゴリと削ってミンチにしてやる。あの肉引き器はあんたのために取っておいてあるんだからね。それともそれでケイちゃんをミンチにしてみせた方があんたには面白いかな。
おい、いい加減にしろ。今さら怖がらせてどうするんだよ。ダメ！ケイちゃん逃げて！
聞こえるかいしよん。これから始めるよ。ケイちゃんの若い悲鳴をたっぷりと楽しみな。
Well, okay. Okay. Sudden choice that I can make here.